What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Happy Monday. How's everybody doing? Hope you guys are doing well. So we're not currently in the Soulless World. I'm definitely professional creator, and I definitely prepare for my streams every single week. Definitely. No, we are over in my creative world today, starting off here today as we design, more so kind of finished designing, because I already kind of started it, thinking to myself, oh yeah, it's already almost 6 o'clock. I got to stream in a half hour. And what am I going to do for today? I don't know. I feel like we should improvise and design a tavern. So that's what we're doing today. But before we go ahead and get started, just want to say, if you guys are enjoying this stream at any point in time, please make sure to hit that like button. Check out the links below for all my social medias. Consider joining my community Discord as well. And if you're interested in playing Minecraft with you and your friends, shout out to G Portal. They're awesome. If you use the link in the description below, you can get 10% off your first purchase with them. So thanks, G Portal. You're pretty awesome. And yeah, subscribe. So we have, by the way, hold on, I'm gonna say it. Hi buddy, hi Marina, how's it going? Welcome back. So I have mostly designed it. I'm changing up a few things with what I have currently because it didn't necessarily mesh well with what I currently have designed up for all of our houses and other stuff. So I started with you know, some things, then I'm like, that doesn't really work out so well. So here I am, I'm redesigning a few things. So let's do the things that I need to do. So yeah, we're starting off on a fantastic note right now because I normally don't like to plan stuff on streams. I like to just be in the Soulless World, build whatever we need to build. And I believe I said last time that we were going to work more on the farm, and I just thought to myself, I think we've done enough for the farm for content wise. I don't think we really need to do much more. So here I am once again improvising on what I'm going to be doing for the stream, and I figured it was time that we did something else. Designing a tavern is something that I've been meaning to do for a good while now, but I just simply haven't done it. Mostly because I haven't really worked too much on the commercial district for Duskhearth just yet. It's something that is on my to-do list. I just need to do it. But I think to get a good idea of where we want to start is building the tavern, because if you think about it, the tavern is like the one place that the entire community comes to. So I want to have it in like a pretty centralized point in the town where everybody has access to it. And keeping that in mind, we do also have to remind myself that the tavern will have to be put somewhere the middle of it all. So I need to keep in mind of the other housing district that we're going to have. So that's just kind of something I'm keeping in the back of my head while I'm building this and thinking about where the location of this tavern is going to be. So I'm redoing this roof design right now. It was originally like a half slab / full block design that I stumbled across a while back. It's not my design, so I'm not going to be taking any credit for it. I just noticed it was something that was done on one of the builds from a Cobblemon mod pack. It could better be shown off over here, kind of to a degree. This uses stairs, but it kind of used the same exact premise as this here. I mean, you guys did also see it in the build, but yeah, I decided to move away from that so that we could just simply build this. Now, one of the great things that I love and that I definitely need to do a bit more often is cloning blocks and patterns so that I can build a little bit faster, not doing this all by hand, because like I said, I don't want to be spending all the time in the world today working on that's not the block that I needed. This is the block that I needed. I don't want to be spending a ton of time designing this. I just want to kind of get it done and over with so that we can get to building. Now, another thing I have to keep in mind is I'm probably going to end up having to do some things with I don't know where I was going with that. I really don't know where I had a thought, and in mid-sentence it just went away. That is that, you know what, that about tracks for me. Is that Zman, the same guy who was supposed to give the Black Lotus to? I'm assuming you're talking about Soul Spawn, but yes, that is me. How's it going, cool guy? Welcome back. So, actually, I don't want to do that. But for this layout of this tavern, I was thinking more so of like over in here we would have a bit of a staircase going up to the next floor where all of the rooms for people, no peeping please, that's very disrespectful, for people to kind of stay at if there's any travelers, that type of dealio. So gotta keep that in mind. Now, this is a bit of a wonky design, just a little bit. I didn't fully plan this out, okay? I did not do that. Nope, I want you to come back and then up, boom, over and up, boom, over and up. It's a little weird how I'm doing this, but it works. I promise you it works. It's going to be so much better for filling all of this excess, or not excess, but like all this extra stuff we got going on here, instead of doing all this by hand. So we're gonna build up this entire back half here. Nope, cancel. I promise I know how to use Axiom sometimes, part of the time. Yeah, so layout is something I'm trying to kind of do on the fly here. I didn't do a very good job of planning this out. I'm just like, ooh, structure. This will be a nice design. So over here will be like some seating areas, staircase up to the next floor where all the rooms will be. And then over in this corner here, I want to have the bar. And then just have some casual seating all around throughout here. And obviously we got to have our big old fireplace here as well. It's going to be great. Think of it as like a grand fireplace almost. Yeah, that's just kind of like the thought process going on in my head right now. So yeah, let's get cracking on with this. Now for like these smaller areas, I feel like it's just a little bit easier for us to build through instead of having to, you know, do the thing. Words are kind of important sometimes. But yeah, just trying to build through these smaller areas instead of just doing copy and paste, because sometimes it feels like it's not as quick as I would like. I don't know what I'm saying at this point. I just know that I'm trying to get this built. So this top half here, ooh, not like that. I'm probably going to end up having to do a little bit of resource gathering today. I'm going to try my best to avoid it, but it's probably inevitable in all honesty. So, and that's not effect. Give myself night vision. I wanted to actually turn off the particles. This was a neat little thing that I learned from one of my friends when I was working on the data pack for the Middle Earth archaeology, was that there was one more syntax that I was leaving out that was actually kind of important, so that you don't have these floating particles around you when you're building in dark spaces. That was really, really helpful to know about. So I feel like I don't want this all to be just spruce. Maybe we'll do like a big old window or something up top there, but I guess we should probably start from the first floor and build our way up. That just kind of makes the most sense. Don't you guys agree? So, campfire. Missed opportunity with the copper update. Green campfires. That would have been sick. Alright, so walls. I need walls. To be more specific, I want that in iron bars. Maybe not like that. Maybe we do that. No, I don't really like that either. You know what? Let's try that. Kind of like that. I think that's what we will stick with. Now down here on the first floor, this is all just going to be tough, and we'll mix in some other blocks too, like we have with our other builds, and just kind of go from there. But right now I'm just working on the base stuff. I'm not going to be super strung up on doing designing for the interior on the build today, just because I know it's going to take even longer to design all this stuff. So I'd much rather have the actual structure itself done, and then hopefully I can designate myself some time later on this week or even over this weekend towards building. So let's go ahead, since we're in here now, we can kind of knock out some of this area for windows. Now over here I already said was going to be the bar area, so I'm not going to be putting too much into this, but just kind of help signify with that. We will do this, and then the staircase going up to the next floor will be around here. Now this seems like a lot of open space here, so maybe we can even make the roof or the ceiling be a little bit taller, maybe to like right here. I guess that's not that much taller, but fitting in this staircase is going to be really interesting, because I think no matter where we put this, it's going to end up taking up space one way or another. And if we were to do like this spiral staircase type thing that we're doing here, I'm kind of just trying to feel out how this layout will work, because I want it to work a certain way to where it doesn't necessarily feel like it's super crammed in here. Yeah, but once you hit this point, then it's going to be a bit tricky, because yeah, I don't know how I'm going to handle this. Maybe we just have some really tall ceilings on the second floor. I don't really know. But like the rooms I guess I'm getting too ahead of myself here. I think we should just stick to down here for now. Just kind of sprinkling some windows around here and there. I think that is pretty okay. Now, the other question is if we want to do like a different type of flooring, because this floor is really flat. It's just spruce planks. I'm wondering if maybe we try incorporating some spruce logs just to kind of help make it feel not so barren. I know I'm kind of being a little finite on the details here, especially on a floor of all things. But it's always, I always feel like it's a small thing. Whenever I'm building, it's the small things that really help me figure out the style and the direction I want to go with said build. So I'm hoping that I can, as I work on these smaller things and just get them done, essentially, it'll help with layouts and overall design of the structure. Who's the best streamer? Zman is the best streamer. That is absolutely right, cool guy. I am the best streamer. The bestest streamer anybody could ask for. Okay, so I do like this. It's not super flashy. It's not super, you know, out there. But it's something. I'm kind of struggling with this spot here, too, because I think yeah, I don't necessarily like having this be so far up. What if we did some wood instead? I am the same way. You have yet to see me play a world building game. I am the worst with my ADHD. Listen, man, it's a struggle. It truly is a struggle sometimes. Plus, you also get to see some of the behind-the-scenes stuff that I haven't really built yet, which is kind of cool for you guys. Some of this stuff you've already seen, but there's like some smaller things that may be hidden or tucked away somewhere. But I think if we were to do that, it might help that not stick out as bad. And there's one specific block that I really want to try to incorporate a little bit better into my builds, and that is the spruce shelves. These things are very nice. They can help fill in like arches and other smaller details that frankly I'm just bad at doing sometimes. So making sure that, you know, I'm working on these smaller details as we go along is kind of pretty important. And I really want to try to use the shelves. I actually just had a interesting idea. This could potentially work. Although I kind of like the way that it faces outwards. And let's grab, I don't think pressure plate will work. I think a trap door will though. Nope, that is not correct. Nope. There we go. That's a little bit better. Yeah, because, like, obviously, if you've ever been to a bar, the bar's not, like, super flat. Like, if you're sitting at a counter or something like that. So, like, I'm kind of thinking of that as I'm designing / building this here. Yeah, I'm just trying to keep that in mind. And maybe... Nope. I do this. I actually do like that. Because, like, obviously the shelves are a little bit of, like, yeah, it just adds a little bit of depth almost to it when you use these. We also go to old man bars that are very warped. That's also valid. We do that, don't we? Now we could keep that like so. I feel like a half slab would be too much of a step up. I definitely think if we're gonna do something like that, we're just gonna do the trapdoors. You said doo-doo? Poo-poo. Is that better for you, cool guy? Try not to work on that too much more. I do want to try and get this done. I think we're just gonna have to stick with this as being the whole second floor, then this chamber area. Oh gosh, it feels like there's so much wasted potential back over here. Maybe it's just me, though. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just because it's so gray that it just looked not pleasant. And we kind of have to keep in mind that whatever we build here, we're going to be doing some other details to it as well. So, it's hopefully not just going to stick like that. Okay, so this staircase here, obviously, is not going to work out because, or at least this position for it. We could potentially move it over by a block and then let's see here. How can we design this so that A, we still have our window there, and B, it's not going to be like a head knocker when you're coming up the stairs. So I try to incorporate as much logic as possible when it comes to my builds. So like, right. Maybe, I don't like that per se either, just because you're going right up into the wall. That doesn't really help. So maybe if we just knock that out, we still get that spiral staircase look that we kind of wanted. All right. All right, let's try to copy this over. Nope. So this part here doesn't really matter too much anymore. It definitely does feel a little more enclosed now that we've put this floor in here. And maybe, you know what, we're just gonna build this all the way out. Just build that all the way out so that we have this entire floor to work with. Do I go up by one more? Because then we would be able to keep this here. We don't have to adjust this at all. So let's go ahead and test that out. I don't know why I keep hitting escape. No, I have been on a bit of a Bannerlord kick. If anybody doesn't know what Bannerlord is, it's kind of like a open world sandbox RPG type game where you're a knight and you kind of are able to build up your own kingdom, work for other lords and all that stuff. But specifically, I've been playing a mod called Tales of the Age of Men, which is a Lord of the Rings inspired mod. Shocker, am I right? Me and Lord of the Rings definitely didn't see that coming, right, guys? But it's really fun. I shit you not, over this weekend, I just kind of zoned out. I mean, I dog sat, so I had plenty of time on my hands. But I was just like, let's re-download this mod, because I'm pretty sure I got some updates since the last time that I played, blah, blah, blah. But I think I played Bannerlord from like 2 or 3 in the afternoon till about 2 in the morning on Saturday, going into Sunday. So that's what, 12 hours? And then yesterday, I played a little bit more. And I feel like I'm just hooked on that specific mod. It's a really fun game. I highly suggest checking it out, Bannerlord in general. If you ever decide to do so. And I'm just gonna fill this in, because frankly, it does not matter what we do. It's such a small space in here that it really doesn't matter what we do with it. And I'm just gonna patch it up. So now we have to think about what we're going to be doing with our rooms here, because this is the chimney going out from the grand fireplace, so we could use that to our advantage. Kind of thinking that we would have like some narrower rooms, like they don't have to be super large, just enough for like an occupancy of like what, 4, maybe 3 available rooms, because obviously there's not going to be that many people in general that would normally need to stay in Duskhearth, if that makes sense. All right, here we... Actually, you know what? Yeah, that's good. So that all feels pretty flush now, and we're not really, like, clashing with other blocks or anything like that. That won't work either. Maybe we do that instead. Although then that doesn't really work either. Man, designing stuff is hard work. Okay, so I still think we should stick with the 3-room layout that we were trying to go for before. So like the rooms would go this way. Now I feel like I kind of almost trapped myself a bit with this specific layout because, like, I don't know. Maybe I just need to shut up and build and not overthink it too much and just see if it ends up working out the way that I want it to work out. I feel like that's what's going to be best for me. Now, spruce. Now, if we were to potentially do that instead, I think that works out a little bit better. And then as for the rooms, I know it's very brown. It's very, boring, per se. But we're gonna make this work one way or another. Technically, we don't need that, do we? Yeah, because if we're gonna be putting in rooms here, it's not gonna be noticeable. Nobody's really gonna see it. So this could work. This could work. And then up here, I feel like this could be an attic space. So that there's, you know, some extra storage for whatever reason. Or something like that. Maybe instead, we'll knock that out, put a window out here. It might look weird because of this part of the roof being butted up to the building here, but who needs the logic? Am I right? White. We're still going to go with the white stained glass panes for windows. I think with how this is, I'm going to knock that out. And then over here, have a nice big window. That goes there. And well, that doesn't look very safe. I'm trying to... I forgot that I had installed immersive winds as one of my mods so that like campfires and other particles can be seen like wind and all that stuff. So like it's especially noticeable outside because of the smoke. It goes in like a specific direction, but overall I don't know. I do not know how I feel about this. Oops. Because I would like for the... That might work a little better. Maybe. Maybe it's just the wind particles and there's something different about it. I don't know. with pains, it should be fine butting up against. I'm gonna keep that in mind. Roth, which by the way, hello buddy. How's it going? Are you feeling any better? Yeah, I guess that doesn't look too bad. Yeah, that's where we're gonna have our attic. So I need to do something with this. Maybe we do some sort of like... Give that back. I don't know. I feel like something needs to be put in the middle of this, like something. And a window won't work because this is between two floors, but I need to get back inside and work a little bit more on this. Which, by the way, why don't we try... Nah, that won't really work that well. I do like this, though. I like this a lot better. It's one of those things, if you stare at it, you'll pick it apart, but it looks fine at a glance. You're absolutely right, Roth. Roth is 100% right. I'm just being a silly goober, is all. Now, this is... I don't know. I wouldn't say controversial or anything, but I don't know. Now, like this beam here, it doesn't necessarily make sense too much because, like, it's kind of cut into. So I feel like this, it doesn't. Hey, why don't we do that? Wow, there you go, Zman. You're using your noggin. You're figuring it out. But unfortunately for this, it has to have some sort of support here. So, yeah. I mean, that's fine. It's not the end of the world. Feeling better than in the morning, but that's how the past 8 days have been. Yeah. I'm sorry, pal. I hope you get your stuff figured out soon. Now, as for... It's a very small detail, but I think this could work. Because if I remove that... What if I instead move that for a half slab and then put that there? Nope, not that there. I'll mull on that a little bit there. Can make it a small storage closet. That's a very good point. You're gonna put like an armor stand or something in there. This is very heavy on the spruce, I know, but it's kind of like what the entire town is built out of, so we kind of have to make do with what we got here. You think you're gonna try to stream tonight, Roth, or are you gonna take the night off? Okay, so now that we have those in, I wanted to grab some copper lanterns. These will eventually oxidize over time and all that fun stuff. But just getting some basic lighting in here might not be a terrible idea. Actually gonna remove that light. And will that be hidden at all or no? Not really, but it's fine. You need light behind a counter anyways. Holy shit, it's already oxidized? How did you oxidize that quickly? What the hell? Probably gonna take it off again, even though I don't feel like vomiting currently. I'm so tired and exhausted. I mean, that's fair. That is absolutely fair. Alright, I mean, could put that there. I just don't want to overdo it on the lanterns is all. Alright, so we got that down. So now it's up here that we really have to kind of figure out. And we could do these spruce... I'm taking a little tip out of the... Actually, no. What we could do is... hanging signs. I remember this from your Beyond Dusk build for your house that you did. This works out really well, actually. But we just have to put in, let's just say we put a block up. Nope, not like that. I don't like that. I don't know how to feel about that if I'm being 100% honest. Let's go ahead and just fill this in, and then we'll see how we feel about it. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work. I think we're just gonna keep it like so. Then hell, we'll even throw in a lantern there. Yeah, that's fine. Then we can have like a couple little seating areas, like a little more private spaces, you know, that type of thing. And then we have... See, the problem with the chimney now is that it sticks out like a sore thumb. But because there's a fireplace there, logically it's like you need that chimney. So it's like, do I just push this back? Plus it's like right on the end of this. So if we put that there like so. Let's grab this stuff here that we've normally been using to build out all of our things. Or our chimneys, I should say. Not our things. Honestly? Genius. I like that a lot, actually. So, okay. I think I have an idea of how we can get this to work out the way that I want it to. I just need to go out to the back side here and do this. I think. You know what? That's not bad. That mostly works. Yeah, that's not too bad. I just saw a spider jockey in leather armor in my world. Nice. Nice. Okay. I think for the most part, structure-wise, we have this pretty down. I think we could just go out of our way to build out the tables and stuff really quick here. No, but the other question is, what do we want to make our tables out of? I don't think we want to do trapdoors. Do we want to do pressure plates? I don't know, because like we could totally do that. You know, it's the most basic table that there is. Oh, hold on a second. I just got an idea. So what if we were to do like worn down tables? So like obviously we have this oak, not trapdoor, this oak pressure plate as one of the tabletops here. But what if we were to also then like put another table in with a spruce trapdoor to kind of make it feel dirty or worn down, like a lot of patrons have been in here? I feel like that could work. Do you guys know what I'm trying to say with this? I feel like I'm kind of making sense, but at the same time, not really. I hope I'm making sense. I'm also trying to kind of think about what I want to do with... Do I want to do that? It would kind of fit with this side a bit better if we did that. Yeah, it's fine if we do that. Yeah, let's go ahead and we're gonna try this out. We're just do a bit of experimentation. We're just gonna do some minimal building for that. So chairs, what kind of chairs will we want? Normally you would want like a bar stool or something like that, but that doesn't really work with that. 'Cause, like, say we were to put a table there. Yeah, that doesn't really work. Kind of maybe make it feel like a booth almost. I really don't know how I want to design these chairs. It's like that just seems too tall for a chair at a tavern. What if we were to do a half slabs with the trap doors like so? Kind of helps this feel almost like a chair. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna try to not think so much and just kind of do what I feel like could work. Although that chair technically doesn't have a back, does it? We do that instead. Let's try a spruce there. Nope, that's not where I wanted you to be. I feel like these are decent chairs. We can always circle back to it at some point if we feel like we want to change it up a bit. But I'm gonna move. What if we were to do... Because we want to have, like, larger parties, be able to sit at larger tables. Then you still want your patrons that will sit at the bars. I feel like we're getting really into like a lot of trapdoors at this point. Maybe if I push this over by a block, that could fit a bit better. Or we put the larger table back over here. Is that too much? That's too much of a contrast. So I think we'll just put, like, it's a newer table, so we'll have that back over there. Or it's been recently cleaned. That type of deal. Yeah, there's not that many seats at the bar, but that's really close to that, then, yeah. Maybe we just keep it like that. Ooh, hold on. Kind of like that. Did not mean to do that. Don't think I can do that with a stick in this world. What if we did... Not that. Ooh, hold on. Kind of do like that, the way that the fences look. Oh, that's right. These are all... You would think I would remember how fences worked. There we go. I actually do like that. I like that quite a bit. Why did this accept, but that didn't? Weird. Maybe because they're all connected some way, somehow? I don't know. Regardless, I do like that. I like that quite a bit. I like how that looks. So, now that we have that done, back behind the bar, obviously we gotta have our ale and other fun stuff. So if we grab... Kind of makes this look a bit more of like a barrel hanging on the wall. But the only problem is that it's hanging. There's nothing really supporting it. Which could potentially make it look a little wonky. Yeah, I can't do that either. So... What if we did that? I mean, it kind of is a lot. I do kind of like the way that this looks a bit better. I swear to... Damn spam calls. What the hell? Anyways. I don't know. Does it make sense to have this barrel here then? I don't think so. Maybe in this back corner we could do like a ladder or something to go down into a thing. Maybe that'll be something we do later on as an addition type thing. I think for now we are just gonna build out the rest of these tables and chairs really quick. Now that will actually have to be moved out to like right around here for this logic to work. You know what? I'm just gonna do all oak trapdoors, not trapdoors, all oak pressure plates for that. So let's go ahead. Still can kind of get through here. It's not super congested, but this also does leave enough space at the bar here for you to just like kind of sit here and wait for your ale, whatever. So I feel like we're honestly in a pretty decent spot. We have a good amount of seating, not a ton, but we're making do with what we have. And then up top here, we have more seating. That's right. I did say I wanted to put in a little more seating. Just for like casual hangout spots, whatever. So we have a couple extra seats up here. It's whatever. And then trying to think of like what else we could incorporate, or maybe we just call it here. What if we were to just say we're good here on this for now? Take this over to... Well, actually, we're not good yet. I need more texturing to be done. So let's grab our andesite, grab our tuff. All that fun stuff. Could I put a window there potentially? I feel like having a window go like from the outside here could be potentially beneficial. Also, I did not think about the outside here, wanting to have some lanterns. So if we were to put that there, I think we'll just leave that for now. It's really not that bad at a glance, but we just need to do my usual texturing. You guys know me, and I go a bit crazy with it sometimes. Now granted, I probably could use Axiom or whatever to do this, but it also will potentially affect the blocks on the inside. I'm not super familiar with Axiom just yet. I know pretty much the basics of it. I know how it all works and all that fun stuff, but not 100% confident with it. I think with all that extra heat from the fireplace, I think having this kind of ruined a bit more might help it look a bit better, perhaps. I feel like the andesite is too much. What if we were to potentially use wool? Now, this could be a recipe for disaster. It's actually not that much better. It's a little bit darker, but it's not that much better. I feel like wool is better off. from a distance, stone doesn't look all that bad. It still kind of highlights a little bit more than I would normally like. But I think it's better than andesite. Because andesite is like bright. It is a very bright block. I don't really want that. And wool's not going to work. I need something else. That's just... I think cobblestone would be too much noise. Actually, that's not too bad. Definitely works a lot better when it's next to the tuff. I really wish Minecraft had implemented cracked tuff bricks. Because that would really just make this look so much better. If I had the cracked bricks, and cracked stone bricks don't really fit that well. Maybe cobblestone was never that bad of an option. Kind of like it. Mixed in with the tuff. Like I said, it works well when it's close to the tuff. When it's the regular tuff. When it's like kind of off in the middle of... yeah, I don't know. Once again, very well could just be overthinking this entire thing. Honestly, not bad. Now, I did have an idea for whatchamacallits. What are you doing? My cat's being a psycho. Yeah, you're being a little psycho. What are you doing? She found something. I don't know what. Does it make me slightly concerned? Yeah, just a tiny bit. What if... just sprinkle in... what? Never mind. Sorry. What if we were sprinkling just a little bit? I think that's going to be noticeable from the inside, though, isn't it? Yes. Yeah, I don't like how that... No. That's not going to work. It would work much better in more hidden spots, like where, like in this corner where the staircase is. It could work out super well. I just don't like how that looks. Yeah, I don't know. Now, as for the roof, I did have a bit of a bolder idea when it comes to styling this. So let's go ahead and cobble staircase and mossy cobbled stairs. It's gonna be kind of noticeable, I guess. Trying to think of the best way to go about. Nope, can't do that. That's not gonna work. I also did not finish filling these in, the ceilings. Whoops. Did want to put in a staircase somewhere, huh? Or a ladder, even. Where do we want to put it? Or it's not super inconspicuous or anything like that, but it'll work. Try not to overthink it too much. Excuse me. Oh, I did not think about. Kind of make it look a little more weathered and worn, like it's been used a lot. So, chuff slab. Yeah, that looks a bit better. I like that. And now for the outside, the roof specifically. Let's grab our stairs. Yeah, it was kind of this side that we were having the most troubles with. Let's actually start in one spot and work our way around. This does kind of mesh together like this whole section does. So maybe we just make it a whole section of its own. Yeah, that's not bad. I feel like that's a decent start. So now if we go around to this side and kind of do the same thing, we don't have as much room to work with over. Ooh, that's going to be a problem. Why can't I ever foresee these issues? You know what? We're just going to roll with it. Just see how it ends up looking. Because absolute worst case scenario, we might be able to finagle a little bit of trapdoors to kind of hide it. Maybe. It's gonna be a huge if. Huge one. Like, up here, I'm not so worried about because it's the attic. Like, we can easily hide that stuff. But what about... what I'm most worried about is when you're coming up the stairs, what it's gonna look like. 'Cause, I mean, obviously, the interior here, it does look very worn. Like the walls do. But if we go up here, we see like this moss. I don't know. I truly don't know. But then if we were to kind of hide it, as I was trying to say, you technically still can walk through here. It's just gonna feel really tight. That's what she said. Damn. He said? She said? I don't know. Because like you can still see this part here. I think that's kind of just inevitable. Because yeah, you can't really change that. Man, I really wish I had thought this through just a little bit more. You know what? We're already almost an hour and a half into this. I feel like it's something that we can figure out in a later date. We have a little bit more work to do with styling, texturing, whatever you want to call it. I just want to get this done so that we can take this into the Soulless World and get right to it. And now you guys, with this stream, you guys kind of get an idea for how, like, my thought processes work and how I plan things. Because you guys should already know, I don't plan very well. If I do, 9 times out of 10, it's either going to work or it's not going to work. And I'm always so paranoid because I feel like I do so much better when I just wing it. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Battle Toaster, hello. Welcome in. How you doing? We are currently trying to come up with the design to our medieval tavern. And we're running into some hiccups here and there, but we're powering through. We're doing our best. That's all we can really ask for. But how are you doing? Happy Monday, or if it's already Tuesday for you, happy Tuesday. How goes it? I just need to get over to Soulless World ASAP. Because we are kind of starting to run out of time here. And I do want to get myself a bit of a break here soon. You know what? It's not too bad. It's honestly fine. I think, well, after a couple smaller details, we can call this, I'm actually not done. Oops. Cobble. Almost forgot about this front part here. Kind of make it look a little more ruined and whatnot. It is Tuesday. How did you guess? Because I know there's some UK people that hang around in my chat, whether it be bedtime for them, because it is pretty late for them at this point. But every once in a while, we get some friends from there that like to pop in and say hello. Or I'm just psychic. I like to go with the latter, thinking that I'm psychic and I know all. I think that is good there. Yeah. All right, smaller detail time. We just need to throw on some of these walls and iron bars. Well, I live in 2135. Can you tell me that I become a millionaire YouTuber? Am I still alive by then? Don't tell me I'm a robot. I'm a robot, right? Do I want to have those connected? I don't have these connected. Maybe it's not worth trying to connect those. I think for now, this is good enough as any. So, shtick. It's gonna grab a tough block. Make sure we all line up good here. And then take this and build out. I think right there is good. Beautiful. I almost forgot a door. That would have been a bit embarrassing. Don't you guys think? Cool. Alright, so this will go right there. area editor, save as schematic. Duskhearth Tavern. Beautiful. All right. I think we are going to go ahead and take a short break really quick so I can refill my water and stretch my legs and all that fun stuff. So the thing I really need to do, so I didn't sleep well last night, so I'm kind of crashing a little bit, but we got to keep going. So with that being said, stretch your legs, grab a snack, do what you need to do. We will be back. Just a few. All right, everybody, I have returned. Let's get back into it. It's nighttime on the server. Does that look familiar to you guys? This scene right here? It's definitely not the thumbnail or anything. Except it's nighttime now, so yeah. But anyways, we need to get started on building. I feel like I am so unprepared to be doing this build right now. But you know what? It is what it is. By the way, do you guys like my mountain? Doesn't the mountain look awesome? Looks very janky a little bit, especially like right in through here. But we're just gonna ignore that part. We're gonna ignore how janky it is. But what I do need is potentially to gather up some more materials. It is nighttime. I do need to go to sleep. So that's exactly what we are going to do. And we also have to kind of think about where we're going to put this tavern. Let's go into... hold on. Before we go into Cheaty Flycam, I'm going to make sure that I'm in a safe location. Nothing's up here, right? No? Cool. Let's go to Cheaty Flycam. So if you guys remember what I mentioned before, when it came to the whole housing of the sun is so bright, my eyes. Anyways, as I was trying to say, if you guys remember from what we discussed previously with the whole housing situation, is that we were going to have this section here for our houses, and then over here, sun, please stop. Then over here, we were going to kind of extend it out a bit more. So basically have the houses coming through this area here. I still need to do a bit more terraforming and all that fun stuff, but yeah, it's a lot of work that will need to be done for that. So when it comes to where we want to put the tavern is a wonderful question, because I don't want to put it super far away from where the other houses will be, all the other citizens, because they're going to be over here. So I'm thinking we might... It's really tough to say, because up here is where we want to put the manor. Forget the keep or whatever we were originally going to plan to put in here. It's going to be a manor. And I may need to do a little bit more terraforming around here, kind of elevate this up a bit to be a bit more flatter, and then have it work with this slope here potentially. I'm not entirely sure just yet. So I don't want to put it like super close to where this is going to be. And originally I thought to myself, we could put like a small marketplace right in front of the keep, but this is probably going to be scrapped. So I don't want it to be super close to the farms either. So I'm potentially thinking we might put it amongst this area here. So I'm going to have to do a little bit more terraforming. And by terraforming, I mean, I'm just going to fill this in a bit. Just like putting the first layer up where we're going to build. And then we'll go from there. And that's kind of the game plan that I have in my head right now. So let's grab up a bunch of our dirt and other stuff here. Shovel is about broken. Oh god, where did I put my tools? I think my tools are still over here, actually. I think my tools are over here. Yes, they are. Okay. So we can put that away. Let's grab our sook touchy boy. I'm gonna put this pickaxe away. I also don't really need my hoe. I'm also hearing skeletons. I don't like that. I don't like that, but We're not going to worry about it too much. So wherever this hole is, I think we're going to, first and foremost, just to kind of make it look a little more of a natural decline, because I think the level is going to be like right around in here. So we have to remove a couple layers. That's for sure. But we also want to... Excuse me, chicken. I'm building here. Was that rude? Just a little bit. It was a bit rude, I will say. That chicken did absolutely nothing wrong except get in my way. But it was also in my way, so... Egg roulette! Are we gonna get a chicken? No. We are not. That's fine. That is totally fine. Just gonna finish removing all this. Then we even have some extra blocks to work with, now I'm thinking about it. All the extra grass and whatnot. That'll be kind of nice. So now that I'm kind of thinking about it, this town won't really necessarily have a commercial district. More so, it may just have a small market. Kind of over where... Nope, wrong button. Kind of over where we have this stuff here. Maybe we'll put in our small market here, maybe have somewhat of like an industrial area. Get rid of this, maybe throw in some trees or whatever up here. Kind of make it look nice and pretty. And see what we can do with that potentially. But for now, it's not going to take up this entire space here. I know it's not. But it'll also help with kind of planning out where we're going to be putting houses and all that fun stuff in the future. You guys seem to be kind of in a precarious spot there. You're both like halfway off the block. Well, more so the horse than anything, but regardless, you guys look to be a bit stuck. I'm not here to help you though. I have a mission that I need to do. Show respectfully. You know, we're kind of taking care of two birds with one stone right now because we're filling this in because we're more than likely going to have like another house or so over in this area. So we're going to have this area mostly filled in for when we eventually get to that part. I feel like Swift Sneak 3 is... It's actually just about the same as... It's maybe just ever so slightly slower than running. Now that I'm kind of realizing it. Which is really interesting. So I didn't necessarily expect that. Because like when you're sneaking, you think you're going to be like walking pretty slow or whatever. That is not the case. You actually move kind of quickly. Maybe that's why it's called Swift Sneak. You know, it's in the name. Z-Man, Swift Sneak. You are swifty while you're sneaky. Yeah. All right, so now that we have... Is that going to be enough space? I feel like we can always carve this back a bit if need be. It's definitely a possibility. Spider! Okay. You know... Spider! I don't want to push it too far off the path here. So what I'm thinking we might do is we'll have the path come out to about here. Place down the schematic. Load schematic. And where is it? You're not supposed to be all the way up there. Schematic placements. Rotate. The heck? All right, yeah, we'll move it over a bit and then we shall take it back now, y'all. How would that look? one more step back and 2 steps to the left there. And I think that's not half bad. Now, I feel like I'm probably going to end up needing to... I think I'm going to need to sleep first before... Nope. Sleep through the night. Good morning. Don't think I couldn't hear you back here. Back here ain't for you. Get out of my backyard. Damn it. Alright, so this is where we have all of our dirt and grass. So we can toss that out. As for... I will definitely need some of that. Plenty of andesite. We have a good amount of tough. I wonder if it's gonna be enough, is the problem. I don't know if it will be. And, let's run over here really quick. That's our leaves, that's our spruce. I will probably more than likely need at least this. No, I'm definitely going to need basically all that except for that. I'm probably going to end up needing to get a bit more spruce. And I can't remember how much I have sitting in reserves. First and foremost, we need to check over in these chests. A few stacks, okay. We also have other necessary blocks. Honestly, we might have enough materials to get through this. So, maybe. Solid maybe. So let's head up here. And I'm not going to end up removing any of this stuff here. Don't think it's necessary. I'm not going to worry about putting any of the small stuff in either. Like the chairs and tables. I don't think we need to worry about that right now. I think what we just need to worry about is getting the main structure down. Because I only have about an hour, a little over an hour and a half left for this stream. Then I have to go work on some stuff that I totally meant to do before stream, but then I got distracted. So that did not end up working out for me. Okay, so let's go ahead and I have a sneaking suspicion that I'm definitely not going to have enough tough. Frick. Alright, we're going to do a little bit of resource gathering first. Oh, by the way, I guess I could show off some of the progress that I've made on the mountain here. If you guys didn't notice, we finally have snow on top of the mountain. It's fully encapsulated on both sides for this half here. I still have to build this up a little bit more to kind of match up with this side. And then we still have this whole peak back here that I need to build up as well. But we're getting there. It's still TBD if I'm going to be able to finish the mountain by the end of March. Just this mountain. Not the whole mountain range, just the mountain. So we'll see if that's still going to be attainable or not. So I'm trying to find a little bit of tough or something around this area, because I don't want to go wandering off super far looking for this stuff, but I feel like I definitely have. Oh, look at that, some mushrooms. I kind of forgot that we had some mushrooms growing down here. Where the heck is all the tough? That's gravel. Do we have tough up here? Not, we kind of do, actually. Let's go ahead and just mine this up. Make this a little bit easier on ourselves. So the real question is, are we even going to be able to finish this tonight? More than likely the answer is going to be no. But a man can dream. How big is this vein of tough is the real question. Doesn't seem to be super big, but then I always say that and it's like, oh, this vein of tough is massive. I just want there to be enough to fill up the rest of my shulker box, and then I'll feel a lot better about the whole building material requirements. Not requirements, but you guys know what I mean. Just having enough building materials to get the main structure in today. So I think if I could just focus on the structure, then maybe we have a chance after I'm done harvesting up all this stuff. Mouse, hello. Is my mouse okay? I sure hope so. Ah, here we go. Super speed mining. Thanks to getting the beacon effects. It's great. Yeah, not too much more tough up that way. It's mostly just this section to go. Which, honestly, I think we should get enough from this vein here for what we need today. I'm going to try my best to do more resource gathering off camera. Just gathering the resources, throwing them into my storage room, so that we're not spending time like this in the future, when we probably realistically could have, if I had been responsible and not, you know, dilly-dallied today, I probably could have potentially had this designed before stream, and then probably maybe even mostly built by now. That's also just me. Anyways, we have the resources now. I'm going to start with doing the flooring honestly, it doesn't matter too much where we start with this. We just need to get it started. Uh-oh. I thought this was solid ground underneath here. Turned out it was not. How much of this is not solid underneath here is the real question. It seems like a decent amount, not too bad. This section of our farming area is not necessarily used, so it shouldn't be a problem for us to just fill this in. Now, as I say that, my farming buddy is gonna hop on. He's like, oh, I wanted to use this section, but your tavern's in the way. And I'm gonna say, sorry, pal. I did not foresee this issue. But I see now that it is an issue. Not really, I'm sure. He won't even need that little bit of the corner. And let's go ahead and sleep the night away really quick. Beautiful. All right, floor. So, I think for the floor we did plank, log, plank, log. Does that feel right? Uh-oh. I'm now realizing too that this build definitely uses a ton of strip spruce. I'm hoping that will have enough. Hoping we'll have enough resources. But we're just gonna go ahead and do this. Boop. No, we ran out of spruce. Damn it. I do have some stripped logs already. I feel like that's not terrible. We can just use those up really quick. Use up a bit less of our axe durability and all that stuff. Just go ahead and place all this down. No. Just keep on building. Just keep on building. I think how good is our axe durability? It's still all right. So I think we'll just use up what we can on this axe here. Before we try to use it. Before we put it away, I should say. I want to try to use up of the as much of the durability as possible. That's not the wrong. That's the wrong block. Gosh darn it. Zman didn't even notice the soul. I did. I honest to God thought you would still be streaming by now. You're already quitting, old man, huh? But welcome in everybody from Soulspawn stream. How's it going? Don't mind me. I'm just building a tavern, you know, casually, as any Minecrafter does. How's it going, everybody? Thanks so much, Soulspawn, for the raid. I'm kind of in the zone right now, so I didn't notice your raid until now. So did a solid 3-hour stream. Old man sleepy. Stream again tomorrow. Listen, I kind of feel that. Tired. I too am a bit tired, but I'm persevering. I'm not a quitter like Soulspawn. Oh man, I'm funny. Zone Man 398. Yeah, that's what happens when I build now. I just zone out. I only need like probably a stack of cobblestone. Let's get to building. Oh, wrong block. Already selecting the wrong... Oh, shoot. Already selecting the wrong blocks there. Shut the F up. I know I'm lazy. I don't need you pointing it out. Listen, I've been... I already told you. I've been not so good content creator as of late. I've very much been lacking on my shorts, my videos. I checked the other day. I haven't put out a video since February 8th. It's been over a month since I've uploaded a video. So I'm bad. I really need to zone in tomorrow. Get in the zone and finish my damn stuff, because it's bad. Don't need any of that. You've been better than me. That is valid. I will say that. Oh man. I know I'm better than you, Soulspawn. I don't need you pointing it out. When was the last time I put out a video? I would love to know. It's probably been well over 6 months, is my guess, since you put out a video. Prediction, 6 months. August 5th. Oh boy. We're in March, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. 7 months. I was close. I was close. Not a bad streamer. I'm a bad video maker. That's valid. That's a somewhat valid argument there. Soulspawn just prefers to stream, everybody. But then you should know what I'm gonna say, Soulspawn, is that like, if you're gonna more heavily lean into your streaming, you need to do a better job of advertising it. But I'm also guilty of that. It's like, I think to myself, I think I'm doing all right when it comes to advertising my content, and then it's like, oh yeah, I have a TikTok that I rarely upload to that I could be advertising this stuff on. I have Instagram. I have, you know, a whole bunch of things. I don't even use Facebook, and there's a whole market there that I don't really even tap into because I'm just bad at advertising. It's like I wouldn't say I'm bad at it, but yeah, it's weird. I do this thing where I constantly think about making videos, then I come home and get sleepy and burnt out from the day. That's fair. Somewhat fair. I've definitely ran into some of those issues every now and again, but it's like tomorrow I'm going to focus hard on using as little of my energy at work and just doing a shit ton of recording for Summit Valley, because I need to get back on that. It's been a hot minute since I've uploaded a video on that. Well, since February 8th was the last upload. So there's that. I need my trapdoors. I need to start building my staircase. Soulspawn needs to kick his own ass. This is facts. You know what, Soulspawn? I'm gonna hold you accountable just like I hold myself accountable. Every day when you're not streaming, I'm going to message you and say, get your ass over to your computer and do something. Whether it be a short, whether it be a video, I don't care. Just gotta do something. Because good friends help push each other. Once the new update for Vintage Story officially comes out proper, then my single player series becomes a video series with sometimes streams. Well, then you better get on it. Even though I'm kind of using the same excuse for the Middle Earth Minecraft mod, and why I haven't touched it in months. There's so much regarding the mod that I'm waiting for. I can't seem to, you know, I want to be excited for it, but I want to make content on it because it's a great mod. I love playing the game. I love playing the mod, but there's so many new things that are coming with it that I'm waiting for the next update before I start making content on it again. Because I started working on a special project for it like a couple weeks ago, and it has not panned out the way that I want it to. And now that I'm seeing all this fancy schmancy stuff happening, I kind of really want to wait until that stuff releases so then I can do all the stuff that I want to do. Also, yes, I will dare you to do it, Soul. I mean, I will message you and say, on Wednesday, if you don't have anything going on Wednesday, I'm going to message you and say, get your ass into making a video or a short or something. So I think this goes up to 3 total. I think. I'll just make a chunk of stairs right now because I'm going to end up having to use them anyways for other things. I don't know if that was in the right spot or not. think it was. Alright, next layer. I need to get more logs. I'm gonna pop off, enjoy your Minecrafting, and I'll talk to you later. Bye, Soul Spawn. Have a good night. Alright guys, now that he's gone, let's talk shit on him. I really hope he didn't tune out before hearing that. Like, I waited just long enough that he might have stuck around to hear it. But, I don't know. Yo. I think I might have. It's not a. I think I know what it is, and I also just accidentally trapped myself. It's a slab, isn't it? I have slabs right here. Beautiful. I probably should make some stairs and all that fun stuff. I have some. Not that many, though. Gonna eventually need them, so might as well just make them. We're into crunch time now, folks. We're just a little over an hour left in the stream. Can we get the main structure of this built and done in time? That's the million-dollar question. Maybe if I lock in. Chat, we just need to lock in and then we'll get this done. Because clearly that's how this works. You're not supposed to go out there. You're supposed to... nope. There we go. Don't worry, guys. I got this totally under control. Definitely. Maybe. Sometimes. Sometimes I feel like I got this under control. So that part... it's going to require a bit of finesse. Not really. I just need to go up to the next layer, and then I can come back down and put that down. And put those in, I should say. There we go. Much better. What? Nope. I'm gonna have to work on the outer layer first, but we have enough built to where we could put the rest of this in. There we go. Up. Now we're getting to the fun part, where we start getting into the second story of this build. It's also in the wrong direction. We probably need a good amount of logs for this. So might as well grab enough to get through it. How's everybody else doing? Guys still hanging in there, having a good time? I hope you are. I know I'm not being super chatty right now. Just building to my heart's content. What can I say? Some would even use the phrase locked in. I am locked in right now trying to get this built in the remainder amount of time for this. I don't know why that's a wrong block, unless I might have ended up using one of the spruce wood blocks on accident. That's not, it doesn't really matter. Because it's not even noticeable. Alright, just a few, or one more section of logs, and then we have a bunch of slabs and stairs to put in. And this is where a good amount of our spruce usage is going to come from too. This and the walls of the tavern. Those are totally meant to be stairs. It's just some mismatched blocks. It's not that big of a deal. Nobody's going to really notice that. Alright, I am officially out of slabs. So let's go ahead and sleep. And I am out of caffeine. Now I'm sad. I'm just gonna That is the stone cutter. That is completely not what I needed. Slabs. I do need a good amount of those. Will this be enough is a great question. I'm gonna guess no. Because we still have this whole section to build out over here. And over there. Yeah, I'm gonna be a few slabs short on this. Oh, that sucks. I gotta sneeze, hold on. Ouch. That kind of hurted. Now we can make a bunch of stairs. Well, actually, I won't need that many because we primarily used tough as the roof. So let's see how much we'll actually need. I probably should have grabbed a few extra logs. Do need to put those campfires in and a couple slabs as well. Here we go. Oh boy. Now here's where we're getting to the next most expensive part of this build is all of the stripped spruce. That is extremely costly, resource-wise. Uh-oh. Probably should also start with making up some more stairs. Specifically the tough and cobblestone stairs. I'm trying to place that. It won't let me place. Tragic. Oh, those are all slabs. That's why it wasn't working. So, silly old me. Literally. Okay. Let's just finish filling in the floor first, I think. I'm hearing monsters. You know what's kind of sad is that I already forgot that I needed the slabs for over here. And yet I used them up for other parts of this build. We're gonna have to light this place up. That's gonna be slightly annoying. Alright, just grab a few stacks of those. Let's turn these into stairs, turn these into stairs. Cobblestone. I already have some mossy cobblestone. That's beautiful. And some stairs already. Wow, look at that. Past Z-Man was looking out for future Z-Man. For once. Those are all slabs, aren't they? Yes, they are. Doesn't really matter because this all is barely even seen. Alright, hopefully that will be enough resources for the time being. And we're also just going to place down some torches for when it gets dark that prevents mobs from spawning within the structure. Do not have fences, so I'm not even going to worry about that for now. And up to the next layer. Ironic how that was the wrong block. I don't have the slabs for that. Uh-oh. Oh, I see. That was supposed to be some stripped wood. Look at that. Gotcha. Come on. What are you doing, Z-Man? Simple. Just place down the blocks. You're good. How many chapters do I have? A good amount. Okay. Feel much better now. Oh, I do need the signs. Almost forgot about those. Oh, that's not supposed to be there. So I need... decent amount of but I think I also need sticks. What do you want? Leave me alone. I don't think I've ever made leave me alone. Oh, wait. Maybe it's 2 chains? Mm-hmm. I should only need that many. Beautiful. I'm just gonna bite the bullet and make myself some slabs. Oh, wait, do I have moss? Do I have moss? That is an excellent question. I feel like I should. Through the secret tunnel. I have my mini mossy cobblestone. What about regular moss though? Do we need to take a trip over to Roth's moss farm really quick? I think we do. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Ouch. Ouch. Let me fly, damn it. Yeah, I definitely think I just need to spend a good amount of time just resource gathering. And guys, doesn't this just look fan-freaking-tastic, especially at nighttime? Do I have his shaders? Astronics. No. Let's just check out another shader, like Bliss, for example. I know Bliss is normally pretty solid for its shaders. It seems just really foggy. And maybe that's something that can be changed, but I don't know. That does not make it look very nice. What about Astralex? I feel like this one was like very heavy on like the nighttime scenery. Oh yeah. Like all the stars and the planets. Damn, that thing's massive. Galaxies. Yeah, that is really cool. Even with these shaders, it still looks pretty good. But I'm sorry. My heart belongs to complimentary. Anyways, enough gushing over Roth's building skills. Let's head over to the Moss Farm. Is this just... That's a decent amount of bone meal sitting right there. Where's the moss collection? Did he fully convert it to gun or bone meal? Unless that's what these chests are up here for. Is this just all... No? What do you do with all the moss? Uh-oh. What did Roth do with all the moss? Does he have any hiding within here? Roth has some explaining to do as to why he still has one of my shulkers. Holy glass. Yeah, there's a singular moss block in there. Oh, you have to reset my spawn when we get back. Where the frick did he put the moss? I'm gonna message him really quick. I swear, if this man says that he converted all that moss to bone meal, I'm gonna be a tiny bit upset. Well, until he gives me an answer, Oh, we still have a shulker here. We have a few shulkers, actually. No. 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 Gosh darn it. What about in here? Nope. And no. God damn! I gotta have some moss hanging around at my base somewhere. Like, somewhere there has to be moss. Why are there arrows? Here we go. At least we had some moss. Excuse me. I was a little worried. Just need to get the rest of the structure done. I'd say we're about halfway done. I feel like that's a reasonable attainable milestone that we've reached. I don't know why I have sticks. We can get rid of those sticks. I feel like I really need to just dig in, do my item sorting, move everything from the old storage room to the main storage room, label that stuff, and just do a bunch of resource gathering. There's a lot that I need to do, that I say I'm going to do, and then it's like, oh, is he going to do it? I never even made the slabs. Might end up needing a little more than that. Next layer. I already know what needs to go there. I don't know if did I grab my glass panes? I did not. I did not do that. Now I know this isn't, it's showing as like incomplete, but I know that's because we still need to put some blocks on top of where those currently are. Think. Seriously? I just need a couple tough slabs. I think that's exactly what I needed. Land! Beautiful. Oh, that's not right. Need to fix that. All right, just a little bit more to go with this structure. It's mostly just the roof and windows. You need to remember the windows. Windows are kind of important. Oh, wrong block. Now this has to be a little more specific. Can't just throw in logs. Might as well just get the rotation right too. Just going to use planks as a stairway up and down for now. Okay, this is a very expensive spruce layer. How's my axe doing? 180 durability. I think we're still doing pretty okay. Definitely gonna need to get more slabs. Burn. Burn. Guys, we're just about there. We have a little bit more of the attic. Well, pretty much we just have to build the roof over the attic and then we're done. And once again, not making enough slabs. Son of a bitch. Let's go all the way to the bottom to make sure I didn't... Nothing really Nothing else dropped. Think I got all my shulkers. Wood, nature decor, 2 light gray. Think that's all of it. Oh, that is so annoying. But you know what? It's gonna be a problem for future me. So I just want to get this done. Getting pretty tired at this point. It's gonna bug me. I know it's going to, but I just need to finish this. We're getting there. Slowly but surely. I think what we got 3 layers including this one left. Maybe 4. And then it's done. Gosh darn it. It's my last moss stair, and I'm gonna need more. Shoot. Oh, wait, where's my stone cutter? My crafting table. Nope. That's not good. That's... What? Like, wait a minute. Hold up. Something ain't right. Ah. Keep running out of resources. Okay. We're... Alright, now I just need to get my walls and iron bars, and then we will be done with this. I'm gonna be so happy, in all honesty. I am crashing very hard right now. I apologize that I have not been very talkative. That's what happens when it gets close to Z-Man's bedtime. Am I sure that I didn't have any tough walls? I guess not. Although I might have put them down somewhere else. That's also a realistic possibility. Oh, I'm also going to need the shelves and iron bars too. Or shelves and a campfire for this bad boy. Oh, wait, I already technically we could just do this. And honestly, I'm not going to worry about getting the campfire in right now. Next time, when I have a bit more interior work done and all that fun stuff, then we will put the smaller details in. But for now, that's another freaking creeper, man. Frick alone. Just want to admire my build. Damn it. I guess. We're going inside and sleeping. Frick the creepers, man. They are so annoying. Okay. Let's actually just leave that there. saw this creeper, so I might as well just take care of it really quick. And while we go ahead and patch up this hole, wherever I might have my grass and stuff, I think this is where we are going to go ahead and wind things down for the night. So I just want to say a huge thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream. If you did and you haven't done so yet, please make sure to hit that like button down below. Check out all the links in the description as well. Consider joining my community Discord. And if you want to see more Soulless World content just like this, consider subscribing as well. And I also want to say a huge shout out and thank you to all my channel members. You guys are absolutely amazing. If you want to be absolutely amazing just like them, consider becoming a channel member today. Never required, but always greatly appreciated. And yeah, and just a friendly reminder, if you want to get yourself a Minecraft server for you and your friends, use the link in the description below for 10% off your first purchase with them. That cow got outside somehow. What are you doing, my guy? Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.